I'm here with Lady Saints head softball coach Kristen Silva. The team begins its season on Friday on the road at Clarendon and then is at home on Sunday against Heston. Coach, are you excited about the season?
We are excited. We're ready to get going.
Talk a little bit about fall ball and how you guys prepared for the upcoming season so far.
Well, we got a young team. We got 13 or 14 freshmen. We only got 4 sophomores, so we got a young team. Played a lot of games this fall. Trying to get to know our team a little bit, trying to see what we are, and we're kind of excited to kind of get going. I believe we'll run a lot. We'll also get some doubles, some triples. We got some speed on our team, so that's an exciting part. But to have some depth is really exciting also.
Talk about the youth of this team. It's almost as if like last year you also had sort of a team of freshmen as well, and now obviously these are your recruits, and you get a chance to sort of build a team, your way. But how is it to deal with such a young team?
Actually this team's been pretty good. Having a young team. Usually it's hard to have so many freshmen, but they've actually really come out and they've competed for a spot. They've kind of bought into our leadership where our 3 sophomores who've been here last year are really taking them on and pushing them. We've had a couple freshmen step up as well. Mm-hmm. So it's just been really nice. They've really bought into it and really want to build a program with us. And I think that's the exciting part, for this year is we're going to show them a different Sword County.
Okay. How is this sort of team different a little bit from last year's team? Team last year seemed to be a little more power team. You said this is going to be more of an aggressive team, more of a speed. How do you look at that?
It's a completely different team from last year. Last year we kids hit the ball over the fence. We have a couple that will hit the ball over the fence for sure. Mm-hmm. But I think our kids we're a little more aggressive on the bases. We're going to steal some bases, extra bases, hit for 4 bases, and I think that's a big thing. We're going to run a little bit, so.
What do you see as the strength of the team? I mean, I know we talk about we talk about speed and such, but what about pitching? What about defense?
Honestly, the strength I think is we're dynamic. We got kids that will play everywhere, but they want to play. They're fighting to play. They're competing against each other in a good way, which is really nice. We got depth in the circle. Aaliyah is our sophomore going into the circle, right. And then we got 2 other freshmen. Cameron Martinez is our lefty this year, and then we have Brianna Franco, our freshman also, and then we have Morgan McDaniel, our sophomore transfer. So it's nice to have depth in the circle, not just one kid, trying to get through a whole year. Right. So it's going to be fun to pair all of them up in different ways.
So are you pretty confident? Obviously, we know about Aaliyah, Kyman girl, right? And she was pretty good last year. What do you see from the rest of the depth of the team?
They fought through the whole fall. We've had our ups and downs through the fall. We worked through a lot of different things. We played some 4-year schools, some JUCOs, and I think it's going to be this weekend we'll build some confidence and get going. And I think that's our key. I think they're excited to play and get rolling a little bit.
Let's talk a little bit about something a little bit different. Let's talk about the Sharp Champion Center. You guys actually have a locker room now, and you've had the hitting facility for a year. What's it like to go in and actually have your own office in terms of with everyone together and just your own facility?
I think it's exciting that the kids have a locker room. They can put their stuff there, They can go in anytime they want and go get their stuff out of the locker room, go to the weight room. It's an awesome facility. I think it's helping with recruiting as well.
Mm-hmm. We were talking a little bit off camera about the popularity of softball, and especially OU right next down the line over there, and how they were saying like in terms of viewership and such, it's just growing and growing. People are they know it. How does that sort of make you sort of feel, and how does that sort of make your job easier or maybe even harder to recruit, because there's so many kids out over there and they want to play softball, and they're thinking just like any other kid over there, I want to go to be OU and I think it'll be the best. How does that sort of help or hurt?
Softball's an exciting sport. That's the fun of it. Women's sport growing a little bit, even being on national television. Mm-hmm. To have softball on ABC at the end of the year, that's the most exciting thing, especially for women's sports. And, yeah, everybody wants to go to OU, but, sometimes you have to be realistic. And, I think something like the Sharp Family Center here is drawing kids to our, to Stewart County with our facilities.
Right.
Kids buy into the program and stuff like that.
Right.
And our goal is to move them on. And, maybe, you go to OU, but maybe not. You go to a top D2 or a different D1. So.
Right. And, you talk about the facility out over there. Man, I have talked to a bunch of people, and it's like, wow, we see like four-year schools that don't have as nice a facility out over there, and definitely not many community colleges at all. So it's certainly something pretty special.
Oh, completely. Yes, you won't find you're rarely going to find a JUCO at something have like that. Previous school it came from, we didn't even have anything close to them. So, I think the kids are lucky to have that. We're lucky to just have something like that, especially to be inside for a couple weeks now, and then finally get to come out this week. It's been amazing to be in there.
Yeah. Okay, so this is your second year at Seward. Talk about your experiences from the first year to the second year, what you've learned, what's grown, or is it just basically, you've been through this process before?
I've kind of been through the process. I think the best thing is the support around here at Stewart County. From the community to everybody we work with to other coaches in our department. It's just amazing support to be able to talk to everybody and kind of get to know them, all around. So.
But in terms of just the coaching or whatever, anything that you've learned over the year.
You gotta kind of go with the flow a little bit. Generation's a little different every year. Especially like this year we got so many freshmen. You gotta figure out your ways of teaching different kids and different things like that. So you kind of get to learn every day's a learning process for us coaches.
Sure. Talk about your schedule a little bit. Talk about how you think that team. What do you expect from your team this year? You guys are. We were polled at fifth in the Jayhawk. What do you think?
Fifth's okay, but we're not really thinking about the fifth seed or whatever. We talked to our team more about, hey, let's show them something. Let's show them we're better than fifth, And so we're just talking about competing every day, every game. We set goals for ourselves for each game. It just depends game to game. Our schedule, we are playing the first 12 games, I believe. We'll play pretty much some of the teams we played in the fall. And then we're going to go down to Tishomingo, Oklahoma, and play Murray State and North Central Texas, which will be tough teams. Murray State went to the World Series, so that kind of set us up to play like a Butler and a Hutch.
Okay, so basically, no Cream Cup schedules coming up, basically.
No.
From everything, and you talk a little bit about the team and grit. And do you think that this team, the players will have a grit?
Oh, they'll fight. They're determined. They're determined to change some things. So that's kind of fun. They've worked hard. We do weights still this spring twice a week, and their bodies are sore right now. But it's like, hey guys, we're just starting our season, and they're fighting through it. And it's been a really good group. I think that's the exciting part, that they're not going to roll over. They're going to keep fighting all the way through.
And you sort of know that for the kids, they're coming in, and even though they've played fall ball, now these games count. And I'm sure for a lot of the freshmen that there may be some butterflies, maybe a little bit of anticipation. It's kind of hard. What about for yourself? Again, you've been through this, but I'm sure that opening day is always something. Or maybe it's just like, geez, there's so much to do that you really can't worry about that. It's just sort of
every coach, I think every year it's always butterflies, just because you're going with a new group. You can never compare it to last year. You can't, it's not the same group as you go on. So I think it's always, a little nerve-wracking, but at the same time, it's like, hey, this is the best part. Like, we worked so hard for it this fall. Like, this is the exciting part of it.
Okay. And again, the Lady Saints open at Clarendon on Friday, which is tomorrow, but they also open at home on Sunday against Heston. And it kind of seems that you guys are at home early this year, it sort of seems. And hopefully we'll get the game. And usually it's like 30, 20 degrees and we always play through. But actually this time the weather's supposed to be pretty good temperature-wise. You're just worried about maybe
moisture.
Rain.
Yeah, hopefully moisture holds out and we can play on Sunday.
Yep, and the game is free. Come on out. The Lady Saints love your support. You guys came out last year. We had some good crowds. And I think that's really really important. It's really nice to sort of see the community behind you guys.
Yes, it's exciting to get a community out. The girls love having the community come out and support us, having a crowd a little bit. And would love to have you come out and check it out.
All right, we'll see you guys inside. What time is the game?
Game starts at 1 and 3.
Okay, we got a doubleheader as always, 1 and 3 at French Family Field. Hope to guys see you there.